Cutaneous T-cell lymphoma is a relatively rare kind of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which affects approximately 20,000 patients in the U.S. with maybe 2,000 or 3,000 new cases every year. So it's very uncommon. There are a number of drugs which have been approved for this indication, but usually only as second line. There are no first line therapies which have been approved. That has left physicians in a very awkward position of having to make up really their own minds as to what is the most efficacious or the proper sort of order in which to use all of these drugs off-label. All of them carry with them significant side effects. And because this disease is not life-threatening in most cases, by indolent course where there is no therapy, so patients will undergo multiple courses of treatment, safety becomes a very major component in deciding whether or not to use the drug or not. One of the modes which is frequently used for these patients early on is phototherapy with a drug called Sorlin, which is either taken by mouth or applied locally and then activated with UV radiation. This is a fairly effective sort of therapy. The problem is that Sorlin itself is mutagenic. The light source itself is carcinogenic, so that you are treating a relatively benign cancer with a therapy which long-term can cause problems. Most dermatologists try to limit the number of actual exposures to PUVA, which is the sort of term used for this therapy, to no more than 200, simply because epidemiologic studies suggest that above that, secondary skin cancers or melanoma are likely to occur. So what we have is a drug, a synthetic version of hypericin, which is a naturally occurring phototherapeutic drug. The advantages of this drug is that it's not mutagenic and it's activated with visible light as opposed to ultraviolet light. We actually use fluorescent lights, so that if it's a problem, I think we're all in trouble, because that's what's over most of our heads at the moment. So we believe that we will have a drug. This is in phase 3, which means we've done all the safety studies and the initial effectiveness studies. And we are starting a moderate-sized trial, which we hope will prove conclusively that the drug has utility in this condition. Based on this study, if it's positive, we'll be submitting this to the FDA for marketing authorization.